Back for Scramdown's first match of 1990 and a key game for both clubs. Wakefield fourth in the table and keen to impress further at the top, and that's not a very impressive start, unfortunately, for Andy Mason. A knock on right on his own line, and Salford will be down among the dead men if they don't win today. David, as an old Salford player, it must grieve you to see the club in this position.
Yes, it does, but I mean, the difficult situation they're in is Kevin Tomarty has got to get interest in task ahead of him, actually, to try and instill confidence into a side that obviously are losing matches and not putting their game together.
Yes, he did say to us when we saw them at Hull earlier in the season that he'd got to get a little bit of character and grit back into the side. Too many players weren't performing to their potential. Salford in the Red Devils with the ball. The hooker is Lee, one of the new signings, and Tex Evans. Almost a break by him in the second row, Evans. There's also been a change of referee today. John Holdsworth from Kippax called in late this week because of John Kendrew, who should have been the match official's leg injury. We wish a speedy recovery to John Kendrew. Lualai's acting half-back, playing at full-back in place of Chris Perry, who is serving the second of a two-match suspension. Lost an appeal only on Friday. Andy Kelly will be the man to take it from the tap back, and along the line, Rain, Eden. Outside Eden is Mason. He falls to a good tackle from Peter Williams. Good to see him back in the frame. Last tackle. So Conway will kick and he'll find touch. Intelligent kick from the former Leeds player, who is such a significant man in the Wakefield Trinity side. He was the man of the match last time we were at Bellevue, and having it such a good season. From the captain, just manages to dive on the ball. They've two young props in, so Kevin Tomarty obviously not afraid to introduce youth to the side in the shape of Chris Whiteley and Joe Walsh. Reverse ball. Now Evans can be a danger man. It's a bit messy. And the play on, says referee Holdsworth. Still with the last tackle, though, as Adrian Hadley comes in field. And that will be the handover. So it's Wakefield's first real chance to apply any pressure. Ray Price. Salford did hold on for the 6 tackles on that occasion, and important for Wakefield, the first time they've got this close to the Salford line to do the same, and a penalty awarded. The ball was wrestled out of Mark Conway's grasp by Chris Whiteley. Those are the sort of penalties not to concede.
Well, that's right. It's surprising that I would have thought that their confidence should have been such that they knew they had to play the ball. It's away from home. It would have been better to just use the ball. Their angles are all wrong at the moment. They bunch in. They're desperate to get rid of the ball, and I would have thought it would have been easier to this part of the game to get up in Wakefield's half and try and do something up there.
Mark Conway has scored in every single match this season, and he's got an early opportunity here to extend the sequence. Pretty straight. And it's pretty good too. First points go to Wakefield and to Mark Conway. Here's Thompson. What a good servant he's been to Wakefield Trinity. Figured in their cup final squad against Widnes more than a decade ago. So Conway will use his left foot again. This time it's over the full back. Oh, that's a superb touch-finder. Mark Conway is an excellent half-back and a very astute kicker. But at the moment, Wakefield in one of their best seams for many a season. You can tell the confidence is high, but it's again Salford's ball from the scrum. Evans almost got in his own man's way there. Peter Williams still came onto the ball. And now on the last tackle, you can assume that there might well be a kick, and the kick will be Cassidy's. Well, it's quite well placed. In fact, it's very well placed. Well, we've just seen Mark Conway put a marvellous kick downfield for Wakefield, and we've just seen a retort from Frank Cassidy, which was every bit as good. And what a good signing he's been from Swinton so far. £35,000.
Yes, that was an excellent kick, and just what Salford needed. They've got to play the game up in Wakefield's half. He's aware of that, and the side must also be aware that that's the only way they're going to do anything positive.
Wilson for Wakefield. Very spirited. Glancy, powerful man, former Sheffield Eagle. Thompson to Rain, sporting a new line in headbands. Sporting a new line in winning penalties. John Holdsworth makes every decision obvious to everybody in the ground. Conway, Thompson, bringing on Andy Kelly, former England international. There is an injury on the Wakefield side. I think it's John Thompson. Conway, Rain. Well, Salford's tackling has been exemplary so far. Not allowed Wakefield any gaps to exploit, but having said that, Andy Kelly almost got through, but again it was a good tackle by the hooker Lee. Jackson, the chip over the top by the Australian, well taken by Burkitt. And he kept running, and unfortunately couldn't get his pass away, and the ball was knocked forward in the impetus of the tackle. But he took it quite confidently, the fullback. Excellently,
it was a very good tackle as well, because he was off balance, and the tackle really crunched him, and that allowed him to drop the ball. It's funny, actually, I can't understand both sides at the moment of playing it down the middle. I would have thought it would have been better to lie deep, stretch it like the Wiggins and the Witnesses do, and to get people running on the outside.
Yeah, because the conditions are really ideal today. It's a slightly greasy surface, but Lazenby and Lulai must be chances here for Wakefield. Jackson, the ball out onto the wing for Andy Wilson. The first try. Wilson for Wakefield. What are you just saying, David, about hurling the ball out wide like the Wiggins and the Witnesses? And I think they were listening to you down on the pitch there. It certainly had the right response.
Well, they've looked more confident of Wakefield. They've run from depth, and that's been important. They've got the ball out, they've got to move it. The Salford defence has been rather static, and really it's pressed up on here when the defence is drawn in, 2-3 men to a tackle. Lulai exploits that situation, and quick passing allows Andy Wilson to really force his way over in the corner.
What a difficult kick it is for Mark Conway. He hoists it, it's high enough, but it's not going to count. And so the lead is just 6-0.
Wakefield 6, Salford 0.
Out for Wakefield for Tracy Lazenby. Purposeful runner, Lazenby. He plays in the second row and he plays at centre and he plays at standoff. And Wakefield these days do have a number of players who are adaptable. Conway, nice little reverse ball for Gary Price. He's disappointed not to be in the Great Britain under-21 side. Jackson. To Keith Rain, to Andy Mason. Oh, cut inside beautifully. He's got good pace off the markers, Mason. Conway. Oh, that's a tricky one again for Burkitt. Oh, he missed it. Wakefield have it. That's the first nervous sign from the young fullback. Set up Wakefield inside the Salford 25. Lazenby, quick passing here, could have them in trouble. Lulai, really exciting passing from Wakefield too. No more than 10 yards out, he missed out Thompson, brought on Keith Rain instead. These are dangerous moments indeed. Ray Price gets the ball away. Gary Price. Mason was looking for his man Jackson, but decided not to deliver the ball. Still a couple of tackles to go. Imperative for Salford to hold out. Lualai takes them into the last tackle. Will it be another kick or will they try and move it along the line? Ray Price. Oh, gets it out. Does well. Surely a try. Must be a try. Well, Wilson did take it. And he took it well. It wasn't an easy pass at all for Wilson to hold. But he clung on. It stuck to his fingers like glue. And Wilson has his second try. Wakefield going to double figures.
Well, they are conceding points. I mean, it's so making it look so easy. I mean, the defence here, look, they're not even regrouping properly. The ball is allowed to be got out from a situation that should have been dead. And again, it's only quick passing. The defence caught on the hop, and Wilson has the easy task of going over in the corner.
This to make it 12-0. A big shout tells you it's over. It's a wonderful kick. 12-0 it is, and Wakefield very much in the driving seat. Cassidy. Oh, it was a good tackle on him actually by John Thompson. Otherwise there might well have been a gap. Salford simply have to spread that ball out quicker. Evans will carry on kicking it. He's done really well there, Evans, and he's got the ball away from Moran. There's no support for him. It was a one-man attack, which became a two-man attack, and nothing more than that. Oh, that's a good ball inside. First time we've seen Andy Burgess, really, in the thick of things. Cassidy shows it and gave it to Moran in the scrum cap. Cairns. Evans has run better than anybody in the Salford side, but not always with the support. But here's a chance as Williams will head towards the line. Now the timing here all important. Burkitt to Adrian Hadley, and Hadley is going to skip around his man. And Adrian Hadley showing all the experience of an international wingman gets Salford on the scoreboard.
Salford needed something badly, and Tex Evans, in fairness, has been the one guy who's tried to exploit something in this defence all afternoon. They've moved the ball out wide, a perfectly timed pass to Hadley, the full-back in the line, of course. But watch Hadley, this stop puts the defence off completely. Now that's class play.
Class indeed. Adrian Hadley moves on to 7 tries for the season. Steve Curry has the opportunity to boot over his 50th goal of this season. He's dropped 5 as well, but this would be the 50th worth 2 points if he kicks it. And he hasn't. It's into the crowd, but not between the sticks. 12-4 it is. Lazenby, this is dangerous. Jackson, there's a gap there, and the ball from Mason. The tackle was excellent from Williams. Wakefield is still here, just 30 seconds of the half left. Couldn't quite find Edel. So much of the dangerous come over on this left touchline, and Wilson is roaring in for his hat-trick. And has he made it? No, he hasn't. He didn't ground the ball properly. So head in hands, Andy Wilson thought he'd got his 3rd try there, and that, in the final analysis, could be a critical moment in the match.
Well, they move it out wide here, and there's only a few minutes left. Salford really look at the wingers caught out of position, and Andy Wilson hails for the line. Fortunately, Burkitt comes across quickly. He loses the ball, and the flag goes down.
And a good decision by referee John Holdsworth. No doubt at all that Wilson didn't ground that ball. It wasn't a try. But at the moment, resurgent Wakefield Trinity are very much ahead. 12 points to 4 it is at half-time. 2 tries for Wilson, 2 goals for Conway against the solitary Adrian Hadley try for Salford. Join us again for the second half after the substitutions, with Darren Bloor coming on for Salford and Nigel Bell for Wakefield Trinity. Well, I wonder what Kevin Tamati has had to say to the Salford team in the dressing room. Let's have a word with him anyway, with Nick.
Kevin, that try near half-time, very important for your confidence, I would have thought.
Indeed, we certainly gave away two tries through simple mistakes. But again, it's pressure that we have to get used to, and in finishing before half-time with the 4-pointer in the corner, it certainly did us the world of good.
You've brought on your new scrum half for the second half.
Yes, I wanted to give him a run. I certainly had no intentions of keeping him on the bench too long. I think he'll add a different dimension to our game and add a bit more flair. It's what we need.
Kevin, thanks very much indeed. So Darren Bloor on the field for the second half as we rejoin John Hell.
Yes, Darren Bloor on, so is Nigel Bell in place of John Thompson. And it's Conway kicking off. Confidently taken by Salford's try scorer.
Half-time substitutions for Wakefield.
The opening minutes of the half, important again for both sides.
For Salford, number 14, Darren Bloor, number 7,
Scrums in the first half going very much Wakefield's way. That's a colossal pull for Thompson, and he also won one against the head. Wakefield conceding twice as many penalties in the half, but the count is low. And Salford making rather too many errors for the liking of anybody who supports them. With the ball. And it's with their new hooker from St Helens. We saw him at Featherstone Rovers as a substitute a few weeks ago. Ooh, a bit of butterfingers again there, but it worked out all right. And now Walsh to Kerry. The ball hacked on. Play continuing, and well taken by Kelly for Wakefield. Oh, it was a nice little sidestep around his opponent as well. That was more in the vein of a centre than a second row man. Bell bringing on Glancy. Glancy, strong runner. It's amazing that John Glancy hasn't scored a try since September 1988 against Leeds. That's none in the last 44 matches, because he's a powerful fellow. Keith Rain, for the Leeds man, Great Britain international. Bell to Conway, along the line is Kelly, and this looks promising once more. Eden will run with some purpose, and he'll get towards the line, 15 yards out. Crucial tackle on him. Here's Conway, and he'll kick through, and it's taken by Burkitt, but he's held by Conway behind his own line. Positive thinking from the scrum half. That will have done Burkitt's confidence some good again.
Yes, it will have, but there is a bounce about Wakefield's play. They're moving the ball, they're building up their moves well. There's one or two drives, then they float it out to the outside, and that just shows that there are gaps on the outside if you can get the ball out there.
Lazenby took the catch. "25 yards out, and Conway feeding Price. Kelly coming on the burst, and he takes some stopping. Gets the ball out to Jackson. There's some enterprise in the Wakefield side now. Here's Mr. Perpetual Motion himself, Ray Price. Bell, Price, Rain, Lazenby. There's not a lot of room for Mason to work in. Has he got enough room? He's got the ball away for Kelly, and Andy Kelly plunges down over the line. The referee points the finger. Wakefield have their try. It belongs to Andy Kelly. He's in there somewhere. Submerged. There's no mistaking Andy Kelly when he picks himself up. He's got his second try of the campaign. Deserves it.
Well, they had a defensive lapse in the first half, did Wakefield, and Salford capitalised on it, but they've come out this second half full of bounce, moving the ball out wide, building up their attacks well, moving it on the outside, drawing the Salford defence out. Kelly, Mason draws the man inside, and this again is direct, strong running. 3 men can't hold him. The referee's on the spot to say try.
Andy Kelly is actually... Conway's kick is good. It's 18-4. Things are looking good for Wakefield Trinity. Looking very good. David, 2 important things in that try. One, how Mason came inside to keep the move flowing, and then the strength of Kelly. Well,
they knew at this second half they had to perk it back up. They were giving away a bit of ground to Salford in the first half, but they moved the ball out wide. Salford's defence has been poor many, many times. This just sees it all in again, because there's 3 men here, and they can't stop him, but Kelly is determined to get over, and over he gets.
Around, and here's the full-back Burkett. And that kick's going way into the crowd. And signal for a Salford substitution. But, Salford have really had the Indian sign over Wakefield over recent seasons, and they had a good double last year. In fact, when they won here, Wakefield had won 5 straight matches from the beginning of the season. But a double over Wakefield this year is looking a long way off for the Lancastrian side at the moment. Gary Price looks for a gap. There might be one over on that right side as Mason again came in field, but the ball knocked from his grasp. Salford are about to take Joe Walsh off and bring Steve Gibson on. Funnily enough, Gibson was the man last season who did the damage here. He scored 2 tries for Salford, and he's always had a good try-scoring record, and Salford obviously need to score tries, which is why they're going to put him on.
Well, it's attack they've got to start doing now. Their defence has been broken on many occasions through mistakes they've made themselves and not been able to regroup quick enough. So what they've got to do now is put all emphasis on attack, because they've got to score points.
David Topless has done an excellent job, and he's just been given an extension for 2 years to his present contract. Thoroughly deserved too. And he was saying the other day, if they hadn't lost 2 matches against St Helens and Sheffield, in which they had substantial leads, they could have been right up at the top. I don't think anybody would have forecast that at the beginning of the season. This is a man's game, isn't it? Oh, good ball inside Lulai. Jackson almost bogged down for a moment. Rain. And it's gone back again to Wakefield hands. It came off a Salford player. So there are chances once more. Galina makes the break to the line. Kicks through. Can he get there? Not quite. Eden's got all the confidence in the world at the moment with 4 tries in the last couple of games. He couldn't quite make it that time.
Well, they're showing good enterprise here because they're moving the ball out wide, but he does slip his man here, but it's a poor attempt at a tackle. And he flashes through, he sees the opportunity blocked in front of him, kicks ahead a little too far.
Cassidy and Blore. Blore, of course, was a Salford player before he moved to St Helens. It's an unfortunate kick, though, from Blore. He's much taller than the average half-back, of course. Hoping for his first try for this season, but he's had very few opportunities at St Helens. Clancy. Bell looking to get that ball out, and he does to Lazenby. Now then Lualai find a gap. Conway, now his chip over the top. Difficult one again for Kerry. The former Preston Grasshopper managed to dive on it that time and stifle the attack. Gibson will try and run it out. Ooh, and Blease felt that. Cassidy again, they're trying to get it out as far as Adrian Hadley, because that does give them some breathing space with the speed he's got out on the flank. They were one pass short of it. And the crowd roaring their approval of that tackle between the two Prices. That was an awkward one. Gibson eventually kicks forward, the Australian, and the New Zealander Lualai takes it, looks to his left, keeps going, Lualai, good running from James Lualai. He was trying to find Andy Kelly in support on the inside. He's had a good game at full-back as Lualai today. The long ball from Conway, fired out to Eden, cuts back in field. Gary Price, handoff, but they held him that time. Blease did, along with Burgess. He's moved into the pack since the substitution. Rain got the ball out for Bell. Now Glancy is here. They're keeping it moving. Still are. Bell once more. Again the pass has got away. It's usually a sign of poor tackling. Referee Holdsworth blows his whistle, and it's to award a penalty. It's not, it's to award the handover. Straight away, Salford lose the ball. Now that is criminal on the first tackle. So Ray Price, and there could be a try. Kelly. Price, Gary Price that is. Lazenby wants to go all the way himself. It's a try in the corner. Andy Mason is the scorer, and it all came about because Salford lost the ball in the very first tackle after the handover. And Andy Mason gets his customary scrum down try.
Well, it's been desperate defence from Salford. They gave the ball away, and it was just a matter of putting things together. But look how poor the tackling is. Ray Price, not the fastest at the moment, drags 2-3 in with him, Andy Kelly, but it's this ability to get the ball away. And as John was saying, they really haven't tackled well at all. And it was just a matter of moving it. Lazenby just dragged the defence out with him, giving Andy Mason the easy task of going over in the corner.
Andy Mason. Try number 9 for him this season. And that career record tally is beginning to look rather impressive. And I think it's fair to say that that try will have put Salford out of the running for 2 points in this match now. The points are going to go to Wakefield, barring some miraculous comeback. Conway hasn't had many easy kicks at goal today. This one isn't easy, and again the shout tells us it's close. More than close, it's over the bar. He really is a very accomplished kicker, is Mark Conway. He's been kicking them from all over today, which is why it's 24-4.
This is really classic bad tackling. Salford can't master it at all. Price gets the ball away. The players are all in the wrong position. They don't regroup quick enough. As a result, everybody is chasing rather than being in front of people coming towards them. And Andy Mason just goes over in the corner.
And you get the feeling now that Wakefield... Difficult one for Cassidy to take. Oh, that was too difficult for Lees. No real pattern there, Salford. 7 minutes to go. Wakefield seemingly on their way to 2 very comfortable points indeed, which is going to lift them up alongside Widnes and Leeds in second place behind Wigan in the Stones Bitter Championship. Here they come, marauding once more, looking for another try to put the icing on the cake. Oh, good kick over the top from Conway. Mason follows through. Danger. It's kicked on by Conway, and it's a 2 against 1 situation. And well done, Martin Burkitt. He did well there. Very brave dive on the ball. Gibson set off. He enjoys playing here at Bellevue. He's still going. Gibson, he mesmerised them.
Just look at this ball coming through here. I mean, it really is desperate now, isn't it, on Salford's part? They can't do very much with it. Burkitt does come back and drop on it, but that's the sort of thing that they've had to do all day, is defend desperately.
And they're defending desperately again inside these last 5 minutes now as Bell goes on. Wakefield are looking for another converted try to take it into round figures of 30. Always looks so much better than 24, doesn't it? Touch judge is on there, but Llewellyn plays the ball back. Salford have it in their grasp. And the challenge on Lazenby was an illegal one, according to the touch judge, who's on.
Well, let's just watch it again. I mean, Tracy Lazenby, it comes out here. I mean, the ball is just moved from man to man across here. He takes it now on the burst. But just let's have a look now what really happens here. I mean, he rushes in. It is Frank Cassidy rushes in and tackles him way above the shoulders.
Following the play. And,
well, let's just see the movement. Lazenby has big stand-up half, but I mean, it was a tackler.
Moran got a talking to for that.
Well, then you have to question the linesman then, because I mean, his sole job is to look for things like that, and to get it right is important.
Television video is constantly used these days, of course, in disciplinary hearings. Certainly showed on that one what happened. Here are Wakefield, and they'll want their revenge for that with a late try, and Ray Price carries them to within 15 yards. Is there a 5th try on for Wakefield? Rain. Back here is Gary Price. Just a couple of minutes to go. Last tackle, though. They won't really be interested in drop goals now, but Conway will kick it high and hope for a mistake in the Salford defence. There wasn't one. Burkitt's seen plenty of the ball today. It's been a learning experience for him. Kerry. Only a minute to go. Wakefield in the lead, 24 points to 4. Is that the way it's going to finish? The ball in Salford hands. Must be a very good chance of it being the final score. And this is the last one for Salford. The kick will be fielded by Andy Mason eventually. Oh, the referee says he knocked it forward. Out to Salford. They badly needed that as well. They don't want to concede any more at this late stage. They're still willing to move the ball, give it to Gibson. He's had 1 or 2 useful runs since he came on. Cassidy, Lees, Williams. Oh, Hadley, of course, out there now, trying to give the ball to. Hadley off with an ankle injury. For much of this game, Salford have been pegged back by the immaculate kicking of Mark Conway. He's also kicked some excellent goals, of course. And that's going to be a penalty to Salford. Right on time. Normal time, that is. The timekeeper will have perhaps added a little bit on. Stopped the watch on a couple of occasions. Oh, what a poor kick, straight into the hands of Andy Wilson. Had been hoping to get a try in this half to register a hat-trick. He's still going, and he's going through the middle. Pulling down the ground wall, and referee Holdsworth pulls out his collar to show that that's where Wilson was caught and not around the head. The hooter can be expected at any time. 4 tries to 1 to Wakefield. Comprehensive enough. Kelly, now a chance to run for Bell, and up alongside him is Conway. Mark Conway signing his way through, getting the ball away for Rain. They've got to try and keep it going now, even though the Hooters due at any second. If they can play this one quickly, there might still be a chance of a 5th try. Lulai wants to get involved. Ray Price does too, and the ball is out on that far side. Andy Mason goes for the corner. Andy Mason makes it in the corner. Wakefield have their 5th try. Mason has his 2nd, and it's no more than Trinity deserve. Salford have been run ragged at times.
I mean, Salford's defence has been found wanting on many occasions, and it seems inevitable that the tries, providing you can move it out quickly. This is what Wakefield have done on this occasion, but it was a long overhead pass by Ray Price that really gave Andy Mason the opportunity, but he left the defence again. They should have gone down low for him, they didn't, and he crossed in the corner.
His 2nd. There were 2 in the first half for Andy Wilson. So a couple of handy Andys today. Well, it might look a difficult kick, but Mark Conway has shown us that he can pot him over from this sort of range. And this to confirm the most emphatic victory for Wakefield since September. And they beat Hull by 30 points to 14. Is it good? Is it good? Not quite. So the scoreline stays at 28. So Salford's 4. That's of academic interest now. There's the hooter. 28 points to 4 then. And no one on this ground at Bellevue could deny that Wakefield were worth their 2 points, and they've laid another bogey. So 2 tries apiece for Andy Wilson and Andy Mason, and another Andy, Kelly. He got his name on the score sheet in the second half. There were 4 goals for Mark Conway. The only response by Salford, that first half try by Adrian Hadley. Now, who's the Stones bidder man of the match, David Watkins?
Well, I have little hesitation this afternoon in appointing that to Mark Conway. It was a masterful performance by him, the perfect link between backs and forwards, his ability to take the right option, and his precision kicking from the hand in both defence and attack. And of course, added to all this, his excellent goal kicking, 4 in all. Well, Mark, the cameras obviously bring the best out in you, but it was a good performance today and the team played well.
Yeah, good all-round team performance. Not quite the same team performance as last week, but all in all, we played well.
Well, you must be proud now, sitting up there in fourth, and even better than that this afternoon's result. So it could be a good end to the season.
Yeah, it's pushing us up the table there nicely, and let's hope we can keep it up.
Right, there's obviously some life in the old legs, yeah. Right, you must have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I haven't played, it seems like a lifetime, but the best part about this club is the spirit, and, we've got a long way to go yet.
I don't know what you'd heard about Wakefield when you came here, but I think this side must have surprised you a little bit, the improvement that's been established since you did arrive.
Well, not really. Steve Ella filled me in a fair bit on what was here, and, his main thing that he tried to put across to me was that they didn't play within their capabilities. They weren't confident enough to know that they could do it. Well, now I know they're confident, and they show their confidence on the field. We've still got a fair bit to fix up, but, this side will go and do big things this year.
Now the details behind the scoreline. The scrums went very much Wakefield's way, 8-2 at half-time, and although Salford pulled back in the second half, Trinity still took them convincingly overall. John Thompson, hooking in the absence of Billy Conway, took the only scrum to go against the head. It was again a low penalty count, Wakefield conceding 6 to Salford's creditably low 3. But the error count showed Salford spilling 16 passes, 4 more than Wakefield, the majority of them in the first half. Now here's Nick again with the rest of the day's results and news.
And Leeds and Cass are out of the cup. Steve McGowan's 2 tries helping Bradford Northern confound the experts at Headingley. St Helens' Andy Bateman also gets 2, and Sean Devine kicks 9 goals on his full debut to defeat Castleton. Oldham's Keith Newton grabs a vital try after Huddersfield threaten an upset. Tony Kemp gets 2 tries for Doncaster, but they lose 3 men, sent off or sin bin, and the match. And in Division 2, 4 tries for Dave Watson, 1 a 50-yard interception as Rydale York run riot. The results from the Silk Cut Challenge Cup preliminary round: Fulham 23, Doncaster 16. Leeds 8, Bradford Northern 24. Oldham 30, Huddersfield 8. St Helens 39, Castleford 12. We start our Challenge Cup action at Headingley. It's Leeds against Bradford Northern.
Paul Harkin certainly has a liking for Headingley. The Yorkshire Cup final man of the match knows the way to the line, that's for sure. 2 tries that day, and the first today, a brilliant jinking effort, and that after just 11 minutes. The perfect start for Northern, who'd beaten Leeds in 2 of their 3 previous meetings, and an easy conversion for Hobbs, 6-0. The Leeds response was swift. It took only 4 minutes for Gary Devorty to send Roy Powell slicing his way, and the pass gave Carl Gibson a simple, unconverted touchdown. Well, that was the way it stayed until 7 minutes before the break, and then that man Harkin was at it again. A scything run, good support from John Pendlebury, and Steve McGowan at his shoulder for a try in the perfect place for goal kickers. I'm sure David Hobbs would go along with that. 12-4. And before the break, Bradford had strengthened their position with a couple of drop goals. David Hobbs spot on from longish range. And next, Paul Harkin from much closer in. So a first round trip to Runcorn virtually sealed. It certainly was with Bradford's 3rd try. It features McGowan and Hobbs, and there's no stopping that human battering ram Kelvin Skerritt. Bradford's first cup win over Leeds for over 40 years looming. But there was late hope for the Loiners with a tryout of the soccer manual. It's Gary Devorty dribbling his way all the way to the line. Again, though, there was no goal for Leeds, and Bradford completed an emphatic success in the very last minute. McGowan gleefully galloping in for his 2nd and Northern's 4th try. Hobbs' superb conversion really the icing on the cake, and this will be regarded as a famous win for Bradford Northern. And for coach Ron Willey, who nonetheless, like many others, didn't really think the clubs should even have been meeting at this stage of the competition.
It seems a pity to me that a good team like Leeds have got to be out of this competition so early in the piece. That it seems that there's a good reason now for some type of seeding. Like one of us had to lose the match today, it could have been us, and it does seem a pity, as far as I'm concerned, that one of these 2 good teams would have to be out of the competition.
Strong views from Ron Willey, and that of course was equally a talking point at Knowsley Road, where St Helens were the opposition for Lee Crooks's debut for Castleford after his £150,000 move from Leeds.
St Helens had scored 2 tries by the time that Castleford registered their first. A looping pass from Gary French, and that's Grant Anderson scooting over. And in the second half, Castleford thought they were back into it. Again, French involved. And good running here from Sean Irwin. Excellent pace, he crosses at speed. Martin Kettridge had handed over goal-kicking duties to Steve Larder. He was successful with that one. And Castleford right back in the game. But St Helens, who'd scored some early points, had to thank Shane Cooper, their new player coach. He created the space. And a really excellent try for the young scrum half Sean Devine, who was later named as man of the match. This on his first full appearance, and Devine showed he's a pretty cool customer when it comes to goal kicking too. St Helens well in control now, and the next charge a real prop forwards try from Andy Bateman, the former Hunslet player. That his second of the afternoon. St Helens rampant at this stage, and a truly excellent conversion from Devine, who went on to kick 9 goals in all. And the final try belonged to the other prop forward, the forgotten man of Welsh Rugby Union, Stuart Evans, powering his way over. It made the final score 39 points to 12, and the message from the St Helens players, perhaps, who...
Number 12.